that? Is this the money?
Rip off that flake. Get more. You gotta cover the bottom, okay? Hey, Jack, come here. Come here, buddy.
Man, these
Jack.
things are looking a lot better than on
Hi,
the last
buddy.
time.
How you doing? You having a good day?
There. I'll put that one.
Come here.
Well, what? How are you holding it? Like, wow, it's just real fun. Hey, Dad, can you close this one inside? Recording, Mom?
Hi, welcome back to Dandelion Dreams Homestead. We're excited because the weather finally started warming up. Raymond went ahead and took off a whole week of work so we could really just focus on building those chicken coops that we started a few weeks ago. Of course, that means rain. So yes, it rained all week long, and we even had a chance of snow and hail, so we got absolutely nothing done outside on the homestead. But in the meantime, we did get some exciting news, and we wanted to share a few things that are happening on the homestead with you guys. So as you remember, probably 9 months ago, we wound up getting a second bunny, a second lionhead rabbit from some friends that had to move away. We were relieved to find out that we had 2 female rabbits, and we never saw any real signs of breeding or anything, a little bit of dominance issues, but that was it. Other than that, they were getting along and everything seemed great. Of course, this one continued to pray that one would be a boy and he would have some babies. But as time went on, it just kept proving that we had 2 girls, there was no signs of babies, we never saw them breeding or anything like that. So all was good until this winter when it was freezing cold outside and we found some baby rabbits in the cage.
Dun, dun, dun!
Unfortunately, they had died. Unfortunately, with some research, we found out that with lion heads, I'm not sure about other breeds of rabbits, but this was specific. I specifically looked up lion heads. That if a male and a female are kept together when the kits are born, either the male could kill the kits while trying to breed the female. A kit is a baby rabbit. Or the female will kill all the kits to protect them from the male. This doesn't really make a lot of sense, but apparently that's how it works in the rabbit world. We had no intention of ever breeding our bunnies, and we were thrilled to find out, well, some of us were thrilled to find out that we had 2 females and no males, but here we are. So then we don't actually know how long the kit that we found had actually been in the cage. So we found out that apparently the male will automatically rebreed the female as soon as she gives birth to all of her kits. Not cool. So then not long after, we had more kits that were dead. So we had to figure out something quick. We only really had 1 cage that was suitable for outdoor weather, but we definitely marked down when the kits were born this time, so we knew when to remove our male and try to hopefully build something for him in time. Well, with weather and craziness on the homestead, we did not have time to build a new cage, so we wound up getting ready to move him back to his old cage and just kind of sheltering it from the weather. So we set a date to remove him a week before the next set of kits should be born. And the day before we removed them, she had another baby. So we quickly removed him, put him in his old cage, and we only ever saw the one baby. As I was kind of trying to feel inside the brooder box, or I don't know what you call it, a nesting box for bunnies. Like I said, we had no plans of breeding these rabbits. This one has a little box inside of it, but there's no opening for us to get in other than the little opening that the rabbits go in. So I was kind of trying to feel around to see if there were more kits, and Honey, our female, just completely attacked me, held on for dear life, and I ripped my hand out, pulled her out. It was chaos. So I've been a little afraid to go back in there to see what was going on. Well, 3 weeks went by and we've seen no movement. She's put a lot of fur in there. She's done a great job keeping that area warm, but we haven't seen her or the babies together. We haven't seen any babies. We haven't seen any life trying to look through the cage into the hole. Nothing. So we're like, maybe she killed these babies. Maybe she's just not a good mom after killing 2 litters of kits.
How dare you?
So we're like, well, if she killed these babies, we're going to go ahead and have her fixed so this doesn't happen anymore. Then, right before we walked away, we saw one little black shadow in the back of the cage hop around. We're like, oh my gosh, that little baby survived. She actually has a baby bunny in there. So we went and got Milo. He was thrilled. And then we decided, well, let's pull him out and see how many we actually have, if there is only one. So we're going to pull that little bunny out and show you today what we found. As you can see, our chickens, our guineas and our turkeys brood they sleep in the tree above this, and so they poop on the bunny cage, so sorry about that. But in order for us to see the babies, we need to remove Honey first so she doesn't get territorial and
I can't reach her.
Crazy. So Milo's going to try to get Honey out, and we're going to put her in this little carrying case.
Come here, Honey.
You will.
Come here.
That took a little bit longer than we expected, but now we can get the babies out. That's first.
Here, I don't need this in my pocket.
Which one
Go lay
shall
on
I
top
grab?
of the white barrel.
I want to flame it.
The white barrel.
What'd you get? Oh, shush, baby. You got tiny. Yeah, those are super
Let
gross.
me zoom in. There's the first baby. All right.
They're so small.
Okay, put on puppies.
Oh. 2. Okay, I'm almost.
You want to reach in there? Okay, they're in the very back.
Now it's my turn. I got like a whole one of these little guys. Can we hold them? Point them at the camera.
Right now.
Dun 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 dun.
I think you're too close there, Mila.
Nope.
All right. Hold them close so you don't drop them.
Don't kill high.
I don't think you're gonna be able to reach back to Mila.
You can try, Milo. You can try if you'd like.
Yeah, at least I get to hold these little guys. So fluffy.
I think this is the smallest one.
That one. Yeah, that one's tiny. Okay. So we got 4. We have one more.
Teensy little spider.
4. Okay, yeah. That one's definitely the youngest one. We have 4. We need 5. Number 5. We're lucky number 5.
Jump around and pee.
He peed?
Well, it's on my hands.
Ah!
I think that's it. Yep,
So we have,
that's it.
we have 5.
So cute.
Miley, you also need to get Honey some water.
I know I will. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, his eyes are open.
Some of them have their eyes open on one side, like this eye is kind of welded shut.
We have to hold my legs.
So lionhead rabbits usually open their eyes around day 10. These babies are on day 21, and we noticed that some of them don't have their eyes fully open, and we actually thought that some of them were missing their eyes. So we did some research and found that we actually need to take a warm washcloth to help get away some of the crusties so that they can fully open their eyes.
So the one, this yellow one right there is named Syrup.
And we can move over here in the sun, more sun over here. And we can sit on the block.
Get the bunnies, though. I want to carry one. No, we're
Go
going
get the box.
But they're so... We are having a hard time choosing what their names to be. Right now we only have 2 names. Tiny is the smallest one. Can you show them Tiny, Mo? And we have Syrup, who is like the big yellowest one. Which is
Did you say syrup?
That one's, yeah, that's not Syrup. Well, this one isn't. No, that other one's. This one looks like. That one's Syrup.
Sit down, we can't see you.
We have 3 other bunnies we need help naming. You can address names for Deanie. And how do you do that, Mom?
They can suggest names in the comments, or they can go on Facebook and suggest names.
You can do it on the comments or Facebook to adjust names.
And what are the mom and dad's names so people know?
The dad is right over there.
What's his name?
Hufflepuff. He's the dad. He's a big black one, like most of the babies. The mom is Honey. She is she's the young one, and they have we have 2 yellow babies. This one is open. What's the other one here? Yeah, this guy's good.
Well, we should probably clean them off anyway since we have them out.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, but you want to clean them off or you want me to clean them off?
Say hello to Hufflepuff.
Come on, scrub it.
The big dirty. Let's go start the digging.
All right, need the other eye. All right. You look like you're an okay one.
You have 2 eyeballs.
Here you go, little bunny.
It's your whole head.
What eyeballs? And little bunny number 2. Mom, we gonna put them with Hufflepuff?
Oh, we're gonna put them both off. Just remember which ones we cleaned. I guess you could just look at their eyes and see which ones are wet.
Do Papa and Grandma know that we got baby rabbits?
There you go. There's one.
Hufflepuff
Get the
chasing
other
a
side.
guinea. Baby little eyeball.
Where's Hufflepuff? Oh. Look, I can't see. Okay, your hair gets in the way. There you go, little guy. Let me get some more warm water.
This is why we named him Tiny.
Here, show the camera, not me.
This one's tiny. Ta 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 ta. The tiny.
There he is.
Ah, he's trying to get on. Here's your eyeball.
There you go. There we go.
Syrup. Syrup. This one is syrup. She good?
You'll be there now.
Syrup.
Why'd you name that one Syrup?
Because honey, yeah, syrup is made out of honey.
One with a bad eye.
Yeah, both his eyes are closed.
All right.
Need this one.
So this little guy has both his eyes kind of matted shut, so you can see that's where his eye is supposed to be opened. And we're just gonna take the warm washcloth and kind of get that mat out of the way. So it worked for the other one, so we'll do it this one. This one has both his eyes.
Can't see him.
This one has both of his eyes sealed shut from the mat of the hair, so we're gonna go and clean them both open and see if we can't get him to open his eyes. All right, Mo, you're up, dude.
We'll get your turkey. Peck me in the head. Okay, on the head.
All right, Mo, give me an eye.
This turkey. Oh, squish your brain.
There you go, facing this way.
I sure if got his ice cream yet, because it looks like he's all wet.
Well, my hands are wet and I was showing.
Go. Oh, they're so cute. Not you again. Oh, wow. Feels like some green one. No.
She wants to see the bunnies too.
There you go.
You want to keep bunnies? I'll show you a bunny. I want to pick them up, Miles. You should peck them.
Hi, little one.
She's looking for Mo. She's like, why are you over there holding those other animals?
Right. Yep, that one's.
Now show us now that you've cleaned it off.
Okay.
My pants are wet. Yeah,
So
syrup.
there's her little eye. Right here. So she's gonna have to get used to having it open. So it's been matted shut for a little bit too long. So she's used to having it closed. So we'll just keep them cleaned up and just see what happens.
Man, apex predator in there.
Apex predator. Hufflepuff.
Rabbits attacked. So kids weaned from their parents between 3 and 5 weeks old. These babies just hit 3 weeks. So we're gonna keep them with Honey for a couple more weeks. We want to reunite them soon so she doesn't get too stressed. But since we have her out, it's a great time to clean out her coop, clean out the nesting box, and figure out what we want to do next.
Go outside.
Yeah, you're pretty cute. Oh, you're pretty.
Okay, so I think the plan with Honey and the kits right now is we are going to go ahead and take the brooder that we used for Jack in the garage. If you want to look back on one of our other videos, you can see how we built this brooder. We're going to go ahead and make sure that's all cleaned out and ready, and we're going to put Honey and her babies into that brooder. That way we can keep a closer eye on her and the babies. We can make sure their eyes are getting cleaned every day and there's no more crusties developing. Also, that will give Milo a chance to spend more time handling Honey and the babies so she gets used to us, and the bunnies, the kids, stay very friendly. Now, apparently a lionhead kit weans from their mother between 3 and 5 weeks of age. They just now hit the 3-week age, so we do want to keep them together a couple more weeks before we start separating them, and I guess figuring out if we have little boys or little girls, and what we're going to do from there, whether we're going to keep them or whether we're going to find new homes for them.
Keep, you better keep them.
We'll see what we're going to do, but I don't really feel like we need 7 bunnies.
Yes, we do.
In the meantime, as we're building the new chicken coops, we do plan to build a nice big coop area for the bunnies.
Get the babies.
And see what we're going to do, whether we're going to have Hufflepuff fixed so there's no more babies, or we're going to let Milo continue with his fun of having baby bunnies and maybe having to build 2 rabbit coops, or I guess, I don't even know what to call them. So this is our first experience with live birth on the farm. As you know, we are bird people and all of our birds so far have been hatching eggs. So this is a whole new experience. If you have any advice for us on raising kits and this whole process, let us know. So far Milo is loving this. So we're gonna get that done right now. All right, now that the brooder is all clean and dried out, we're gonna go ahead and put shavings out the bottom and let the bunnies in. I need them to do the sheet so we don't want to put too much in here.
That's good.
One.
Our holder, don't I don't hold it. Honey likes it.
All right, let's check their little eyeballs and see how they're doing. That eye looks a lot. So this one's eye's looking a lot better. You can see that one was still crusty, but looks good so far.
Yep, you're supposed to hand them to Milo. So
Well, Milo kneeling already.
Well, we'll take the next.
So the benefit of also having them in this brooder now is that we can actually clean their eyes every day until the crustiness is all gone.
His eyes look. That was the one that was.
Eye on them.
They're so cute.
We'll need to clean this one off again before we put them back in. We'll put that one back in a minute.
Is that the one that had good?
Yeah, that was the one that was the bad one.
Tiny.
Right. His eyes are looking good too.
That one's tiny. This one's fatty.
This is the tiny, smallest one.
That
here.
one's tiny.
His eyes looking good too. Not bad. Alright. Let me get some warm water so I can clean this one off.
There's
Where's
so
that bowl?
many.
Let me take it out.
I don't. Yeah, probably.
Mommy, you have so many Bibles. I'm keeping you, and all of you. I'm keeping all of you. The malumush, the claw machine's coming. No, the claw. I've been chosen. Farewell, my friends. What?
The second thing that we wanted to talk to you about in this video is something that we've been going back and forth on and debating about for the last few months. And it's actually something that we get asked a lot, and that is, why don't we let our emus hatch out their own eggs? Well, there are a few reasons for that. One is something that if you watch our videos you can probably guess, is the weather. Now, we never know if it'll be 70 degrees and the next day it'll be freezing and snowing. And we don't want to have eggs just covered by a little bit of straw sitting in their little shelter, because they will freeze. They will freeze and they will crack, and then they won't be hatchable. So that's the number one reason why we haven't done that so far. The second reason that we've kind of gone back and forth on this is because it can cause your male emu to be aggressive. Once the chicks start to hatch, the dads can get very territorial because they're trying to protect their chicks. And we never want to put our kids in this situation or ourselves where we have an extremely aggressive emu on the farm. That being said, we went back and forth on it and we decided, well, let's kind of see how it goes, and maybe we'll leave just a couple eggs in there. And we decided that we would leave the next egg that was laid and maybe leave a maximum of maybe 3 eggs for Edwina or Edward to try to hatch.
Yeah, really just the last few eggs of the laying season.
Yes, so the last few eggs, and if we figure, okay, we'll leave 3, maybe we'll mark them, and if there's a 4th one, we'll take the first one back inside, so Edwina only has 3 eggs to hatch. That way also, we like to raise our chicks inside. We like to hold them, we like to cuddle them, we like them to be super friendly. A chick that's going to be raised by the dad is not going to be as friendly because it's not going to be handled and loved on by humans like a chick that's raised and hatched from an incubator.
It doesn't mean that they'll actually be mean or anything. They'll probably be like the rest of the birds. When they don't want to be touched, they'll just scoot away. Unlike Edward, where he'll come up and want snuggles, or Becky, for example. So that's the biggest difference.
So Diamond Destiny had laid 2 eggs so far, and then the morning of the 3rd egg we came out to see if she'd laid a 3rd egg, because Diamond Destiny has been acting weird ever since we got her back in July, her and her sister, and she hasn't been one to really want to be touched, and we've respected that. They are not aggressive towards us, but they also just want to be left alone. Well, the last week or so we've been coming out, and she's just been standing there and just letting us pet her, not moving. And actually I was a little worried. I was like, is something wrong? Are you dying? Because she has never been this docile and friendly. But lo and behold, when we went to go see if there was a 3rd egg in the nest, instead of an egg we found Edwina nesting and Broody laying on the eggs. If you don't know, in emu world, it is the male emu that actually lays on the nest. The male emu
rears the chicks and takes care of them. The mom is gone.
Yes. That's another factor that we have to think about, is that some of the females, when their babies are hatched, they can get territorial again, and they can go and try to stomp out and kill the babies. Some moms are great moms, and some moms don't like the intrusion. So we have to consider also, do we have a place to put Diamond Destiny if she becomes aggressive, or do we even want to risk it? Do we just move her right away? So that's another factor in all this. But we were excited to find Edwina laying on her eggs, and laying on his eggs, because as you know, Edwina is actually a boy. But he was laying on his eggs. He would not get off. He did not want us to see his eggs. But the goal is that we're going to come in here every day, and we're going to pet him on his eggs and be really friendly to him, just so he gets really used to us. We're going to feel around under him, trying to touch the eggs, so that he knows it's safe and that we're not going to take them away. And hopefully when they hatch, it'll help the transition in knowing that we're a safe place. We're not going to hurt his babies. So I did that yesterday. He seemed okay with it. Today I went in to go do the same, and I found him out and about walking around, so I got to snatch and see that there was actually 3 eggs in there, and she's due to lay an egg tonight if she's still gonna lay. So it's gonna be a fun experiment to see how this goes. Some of you might know that we homeschool our kids, so we love to take every opportunity we can to learn in the real world. So this is going to be fun for them as well as us to see the whole process of the male laying on the eggs, hatching out his chicks, raising his chicks, and see how all that goes. So we did get a video, because when I came in earlier to check the eggs and Edwina was out, he was pretty territorial. He was trying to figure out what I was doing in here, and he kind of chased me down a little bit, and then I got to see him go and scoop up his eggs and then lay back on his nest. So I'm going to show that to you guys right now. You gonna race me back? So make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to see Edwina hatch out all of her chicks, because you don't want to miss it. It's going to be really cool. Hopefully they hatch. It'll be his first ever time. This is obviously his first breeding season. So this will be his first time actually getting to hatch out his own babies. So it's going to be a learning experience for us, for you, and for our emus. So it's just going to be really cool. So like and subscribe, and also check us out on TikTok and Facebook, Dandelion Dreams Homestead, so you can keep up to date on everything that's going on.